Hello there, Claude Fable 5, the most capable model for game development, is finally back after it has been blocked by the US government for something like 20 days. So I thought, why not take a completely empty Godot project, a full set of animations, and let Claude Fable 5 assemble a complete game. Today we are creating Last Roar, an arena brawler where you control a lion that has to fight through waves of enemies. These enemies are all animals, including a gorilla boss. This is not meant to be just a small prototype or a small game. The idea is to create a finished and polished product. I wanna give Claude Fable 5 enough creative freedom to make something that does not feel like AI slop. Let's see how far we can push this workflow together. So the first thing I did was adding the different static elements, such as the platforms, the background, all the user interface. I just wanted to create like the base game, or well, not the base game itself, but the base environment, because this is what AI cannot do right now, or at least not very well. So I already wanted to have in place like the platforms, the background, the spawn points for the enemies, for example. I also wanted to already have set up all the collectible stuff, such as the hearts, the energy, etc. Because I am the pilot of this and the AI is just a co-pilot, a helper for me, but it's not that I'm gonna be telling the AI, okay, or Fable, create everything for me. It doesn't work like that, because that would just lead to like a generic result. And in this case, I actually want to create this game the way I want, I mean. So this was just a matter of downloading a few images that I generated with AI, position them inside the Godot scenes, and start building my scene hierarchy that then I'm gonna be sending to Claude Fable. And that then, okay, with all these previous structures, it's gonna be able to actually create the game, understand exactly what I want to achieve, etc. And well, now that I have my static elements in place, I'm gonna show you how I actually generated the character. So everything started here in ChatGPT. I uploaded here a prompt pack document that I also created with Claude, okay? Just describing, okay, the different sprites that I wanted to generate. So we have, for example, the base image for the lion, these are animal, the gorilla, this other thing, and the energy. I also ended up modifying, for example, this one because I actually wanted it in 2 legs. Like, this was the original version and this is the version in 4 legs, just amazing. And well, also, for example, I separated the background from other elements such as these different platforms, also the cliffs, even some icons, okay? And well, overall, very awesome. And now, here comes God mode, okay? Because here, I can directly click over here, upload my image, and add an animation literally with one click. You can select isometric animations, side-scrolling animations, or top-down animations. In this case, what we want is side-scrolling. So now, for example, let's try to generate this one. And once that you have selected the animation that you want to generate, you scroll down, take a look at the amazing library that they have. It's just amazing. And just some stuff that you have to know is that you have to make sure that the reference image basically looks to the side, as in here, or as with my concept image that I uploaded. Then I'm gonna scroll down a little bit and create and click on auto repose and generate animation. Then here we have the auto repost image. And for example, something that looks a little weird is that, well, the original lion does not have like this thing in blue, it's just completely white. So in this case, I'm gonna scroll down and retry the auto repose. Here it is. Now it's mostly perfect. Then scroll down, continue, and well, we have to wait a few seconds. And well, here it is. As you can see, it looks a little bit interesting. And well, I'm gonna be repeating this exact same process, but for all the different animations that I want and for all the different characters that I need to be animated. And well, here you have the result. It is very, very amazing. So for my lion, I have like running cycles. I also have different attacks. And for downloading this is very simple. The first thing we need to do is to remove the background. So you go over here, transparent background, scroll down. In this case, I like to select this one. That is basically the best model. And this will basically give me a clean sprite sheet that I can directly import inside Godot. Once again, I have to download everything, import everything into Godot. I will also set up the different scenes for them, animate the sprites, literally everything. And then I will let Claude Fable assemble everything else. Because sometimes Claude Fable cannot create like these animated sprites because it actually has to slice them, understand how many horizontal and vertical frames we have in the image. So well, I'm gonna do it myself. Once again, as you are seeing, it's not just telling Claude Fable, okay, create sprites, assemble everything, create scenes, and deliver a complete and finished game. So well, here I have different elements, for example, energy, the platform, collectible life, the boss, of course also the player, okay, with all the different animations, okay. And something that I have installed is Godot AI. You can get it 100% for free on the asset store. It is completely free and open source. What Godot AI is basically an MCP. And to explain it in just a few seconds, this allows tools like Claude Code to interact way better with the Godot editor. Basically, it allows it to directly connect scripts to nodes, create new nodes, and even to hit play, see the game, capture it, and fix anything that feels odd. It's literally taking the capabilities of Claude Fable 5 and making them even way better and more tailored to the Godot editor. And well, with all this, here we are in Claude. Let's go with Fable 5. And yeah, I think that something like in high or extra is gonna work just fine. And I'm just gonna tell it, create the game using the docs folder in the project. I basically have these three files. One is Fable Brief, which contains the information for Claude to create the game, basically what the game is about and all that. Then we have a complete GDD or game design document. This is like a little bit more detail about like the different systems that the game has, the art direction that is already there, etc. And well, I also have like a PDF version that is mostly like the exact same thing. Okay, so this is my current usage, okay? I've just taken a screenshot so that we can compare the before and the after. So the current session is basically in 0%. Weekly limits are 63% for all models, and the Fable specific limits, I currently have it in 74%. So let's send this and lean back and wait. Okay, so after something like 1 hour, okay, Fable 5 has just finished working on this. And well, I also had to do a little bit of back and forth on some stuff. But well, take a look at the result, like, looks very awesome. And okay, when we hit play, wow, the main menu just looks gorgeous, like literally. So let's hit play, okay. And here we have our lion, so we can move, we run with shift, that's very cool. With P, we can punch, okay, take a look at that animation, looks awesome. With enter, we do an uppercut, okay, that's amazing. With K, we do flying kick, that's good. With control, we roll, okay. And with L, we have the special attack, okay, take a look at that, it looks freaking awesome. Wow, I love it. Like, I always wanted to create a game like happening in Africa or something like that. Okay, we have the boss over here. Let's try to punch this guy right here. Okay, it has a lot of health, Let's launch this, and okay. So as you can see on the top left, okay, we have like our current life, and we also have an energy bar that gets recharged when we collect these energy bars over here, as you can see. And I suppose that when we run out of energy, well, the game is over. Okay, so let's try to go over here and kill all these guys over here. There we go. Oh, okay, we've lost all lives. But well, you get it. Like, it's really amazing what you're able to get. And once again, this was literally the first try. There were no errors because while Fable 5 was working, literally with the Godot NCP, what it's doing is hitting play, playing on its own and saying, oh, this looks good, this doesn't look good, there is an error here in the console, there is an error there, so that's very good. Like, it's a very, very complete toolset that I'm showing you here. So some stuff that we can modify is that I feel that we don't make that much damage. Like, I know I have this guy over here, and if I wanna kill it, like, I have to punch it like 5 times or something like that, and I lose way too many hearts. But looks very juicy, like everything. And yes, I may need a little bit more jump force because I cannot reach these platforms over here. And well, about usage, this is the before and this is the after, so it's not that bad. I'm currently part of the max 20x plan, which is $200 a month. Basically, it's very, very expensive. But well, here you can see like it went from Fable usage 74 to 79, and almost went from 63 to 67, but the current session went from 2 to 21. I think it's still, let's say, pretty cheap, let's say, for everything that it has done. But also, it's not like it had to create everything on its own. We already provided like a scene structure, all that, so we didn't have to figure it on its own. But well, still what it did was amazing. And also, okay, for this back and forth, as these were just very simple requests, I did choose Opus 4.8 because it's way cheaper. For this kind of request, you don't really need Fable. Like to tell it, okay, can you hide this editor, this window, sorry, by default on the editor? You don't need Fable to do that. You just spend way too many tokens unnecessarily. But if we do /usage, as you can see here, we see the cost of this session, which is close to $100 in API pricing. It's just way too much, and as you can see, indeed, it has worked for something like 1 hour. Fable 5 was 85%, and Opus was just 15. And I'm gonna tell it that I wanna make basically increase my damage, or the damage that I make, and also increase the attack speed. Okay, so very simple request. Okay, it's just balancing a little bit everything. Once again, there is no need to use Fable here. It's just a very basic request. Yeah, but take a look at like the scene structure and all this is like very, very good. I have nothing to say, literally. And also, it has probably written like a lot of code over here. Like, take a look at the amazing amount of code that it's basically written. And even some shaders, like for the glow, for the... This is the damage vignette, probably. Yeah, that we can see right here. Here on material, vignette. So indeed, what it's able to do is just amazing. Ah, well, supposedly we should now have our changes. So we should be able to jump higher to actually reach these platforms over here. Let's see it. That's nice. It's maybe way too floaty. We could increase a little bit gravity, but I think it's just fine for now. And we should deal more damage. So if I want to kill these guys over here, yes, as you can see, like with 2 attacks or so, I can do that. Let's go over here. Flying kick. Okay, roll. Here, that's cool, and then punch. I know, it looks amazing, literally. Okay, so the boss is incoming. Let's try to kill this guy over here. There it is. Come on. Okay, no, I'm running low on health. Let's try to kill this guy over here and over here. That's cool. A little bit more energy, and let's do it like this, like this, and flying kick. Okay, and let's try to kill this boss. Come on, we're very close. Okay. You get the idea, and this is just amazing. And just more on how to actually implement the sprites that you create in God mode is very simple. Once again, whenever you do have the sprite sheet completely clean, the only thing you need to do is add an animated sprite, create your new animation, and use this button, okay, add frames from sprite sheet. So you'll click over here, and well, these are my player animations. So I'm gonna go ahead and find the enemies, for example, the boss animations. And then horizontal frames, we have 4, and vertical 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there it is. Select them all, add them, okay, and let's increase FPS to maybe 20 or something like that. And as you can see, in literally a matter of, I don't know, 30 seconds, we have our sprites from God mode into Godot. And once again, whenever you want to add any animation to your character, create a new character, whatever it is, just upload your image here, select whichever animation you want, scroll down, and click on auto repose and generate animations. So in literally a matter of few minutes, you can have a complete animation library as I have over here. What I love about God mode also is that you have commercial licensing included, so the assets that you create, you can do whatever you want with them. Thousands of generations have already been created with it, and it's already used by thousands of developers. And well, it even has like lots of other tools for game development. In this case, we just talked about the AI sprite generator, but well, we also have many different ones. And you can also take a look at the community generations to see the true power that this tool has. So well, indeed, this is a very, very interesting tool. So this is all for today's video. You're gonna be finding a link to God mode in the description down below. And well, God mode plus Claude Fable 5, as you can see, it's a very, very good combo to create amazing Godot games. Let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next one.